Hey guys, it's your friendly neighborhood Doc here. Just wanted to do a quick video talking about greatest hits. And today's greatest hit that we're going to talk about is the facsimile edition of Transformers issue 1. It originally came out from Marvel Comics back in the 1984, I believe. And it's now been done as a facsimile from Image and Skybound. So let's go ahead and dig into it, guys. All right. So this has got the cover A, the Bill Sienkiewicz cover that originally came on the book, and they even kept it erroneously. It says number 1 in a 4-issue miniseries. It ended up running for 80 issues, so it went far beyond where they originally thought it would go at Marvel. Okay, so we dig inside here, and we've got Bill Mantlo as the writer, Ralph Macchio helped with the script, Frank Springer did the pencils, and Kim Demulder did the inks. And it opens on the world of Cybertron. And this guy suspiciously looks like Optimus Prime, but is not. But it shows the very beginning of the war for Cybertron with Megatron and his Decepticons. And at first, it shows that the Decepticons had a leader and they had leadership, and then the Autobots were missing out on that. But in time, it's the birth of Optimus Prime. And Optimus is able to turn the tide just like he does in the cartoons and just like he does in the movies. And it gives the Autobots somebody to follow. It gives them a wise and tactical leader, just like Megatron is to the Decepticons. So you're pretty much getting a Bible written by Bob Budiansky back in the 80s that names a lot of these characters and brings a lot of backstory to them. So even though this book came out in the 80s, it's got somewhat of a modern feel to it because it shows you how to do a comic book right. It gives equal footing to the Autobots, to the Decepticons, to the war for Cybertron, and now, as they are floating away in the Ark to try to clear a path so that Cybertron's not destroyed by an asteroid field, then the Ark is damaged, and Prime pretty much sets it on a suicide mission where it slams into Mount St. Hilary, and it stays there for 4 million years. So, like I said, I'm not going to go through every single page here, but it shows the same origins. Here we have Optimus with all of the Autobots. So we've got Cliffjumper and Huffer, and on this side over here we've got Jazz and Hound and Ironhide, and let's see, who else we have here? Wheeljack, Trailbreaker. So, like I said, all of these, just like the first issue of G.I. Joe that Marvel also started, it gives you an idea of where this book is going. And one reason that it is so exposition heavy, because if you look at this page, it's got all of the Autobots, and they did this with the Decepticons as well. Look how much, look how many word balloons there are. Didn't leave a whole lot of room for the art to really breathe. They did the same thing with the Decepticons. Look at that one panel, and look how many words are in that one panel. So, maybe a little exposition heavy, but at the same time, Marvel only planned on having this as 4 issues, and they wanted to build a realistic world that people could get excited about. They get to go to the drive-in movie theater. That's pretty cool. And here comes the Autobots in their vehicle mode. So, you do get another blowout battle between the Autobots and the Decepticons towards the end of this book. And at the end of this book, here is Spike and Sparkplug. And they are actually get the idea that Bumblebee is more than meets the eye. So, this was a really, really awesome book. I never had this as a child. I never got this because it came out when I was 3. So I was a little bit young for comics at that time. And, I probably could have picked this up dirt cheap even at the end of the 80s when I first started collecting comics, but I didn't even know this existed at that time. But I would definitely say this is one of the greatest hits because it provides backstory, awesome artwork from Frank Springer, creating all of these different characters and how they look. And I know that he didn't create all of these vehicles from scratch because, Hound is a Jeep, for example, a World War II Jeep. You've got Jazz, who's a Porsche. So he created these from real-world vehicles, just like in the cartoon Teletran 1, the computer. It created these characters to make them look like Earth-style vehicles. But at the same time, it's very solid artwork. It's an extremely solid story. And it just builds up into something that would turn into one of the greatest cartoons of the 1980s, one of the greatest franchises of all time. Peter Cullen's 83, I believe, now, and he's still voicing Optimus Prime in a lot of different roles. Of course, he can't play him in live action other than the voice, but he provided that voice that every kid, mostly boys, but girls liked it too sometimes. But he provided that voice that gave life to Optimus Prime. And so every time that you hear Prime say Autobots roll out, it just comes out in a certain tone and a certain incantation. And it really excites. And that's not something that all the modern comics do anymore. They don't try to draw you in. But from this Transformers issue 1 to Daniel Warren Johnson's issue 1 last year, you can see where he grew up with this book and with these characters and why they're so important to him. So, all right, guys. Thanks for joining me for this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.